Art is not what you see, but what you make others see. Edgar Degas. Hi everyone, it's Amber from Amber Goodwin Art, and thanks for joining us today on the Coast to Coast collaboration. I feel so honored to be invited by the ladies to be part of the Coast to Coast collaboration, which occurs every other week. And I am just really excited to be amongst really professional and well-known artists within the fluid art and YouTube world. Now, I do feel like I have really big shoes to fill because I'm taking the place of Chris Jezik, which she's a phenomenal artist. So definitely go check out Chris's channel. I think she's retired from YouTube now, but you can always go to her channel and see all of the phenomenal artwork that she has done, from brushwork to ribbon pours to Dutch pours. I mean, everything. So yeah, that's why I feel like I have some super big shoes to fill here, and I hope I live up to that expectation. And for today's collaboration, I challenged the ladies with any painting technique that represents earth or fire or both. So without further ado, let's get started and see what I created. So y'all, for today's challenge, I decided to represent both earth and fire and create a diptych out of 12 by 16 inch canvases. They are level 3, available at Michael's. I have painted both canvases in their entirety because I will be using golden interference paints and I want the background to be covered entirely. Next, I will share the colors that I will use to create my painting that will represent Earth. And here are all of the colors that I will be using for my earth-inspired painting. I don't have a lot of space, so I will be doing one painting at a time. So I have Triart Prussian Blue, Amsterdam Ultramarine Blue, Amsterdam Cobalt Blue, Amsterdam Turquoise Blue, and there's my consistency for all the paints. I'm also using Amsterdam Yellowish Green. I mixed all of these with US Floetrol and Creative Inspirations Gloss Medium. And I'm also using Amsterdam Brilliant Green. I have never used this color and I really wanted to use it. And I also used my favorite golden interference paints. So I'm using golden interference blue, violet, and gold. I love the golden interference paints way better than the Amsterdam pearlescent paints. They're way more pigmented. They're a little bit more expensive, but they go a long way. And they also have a lot more colors. And I did a comparison video, which I will have linked down below, between the Amsterdam pearlescent paints and the golden interference paints. And I am using my Amsterdam Lamp Black Cell Activator. And here is the palette knife that I will be using to swipe, because I decided to do just a regular puddle my paints, and I did regular swipes like Molly Artistry does on her channel. And I actually learned this swipe technique by taking Molly Artistry's swipe technique Smart Art course. I love that course, and it's actually really good for beginners as well. And especially for people who don't want to use house paint, it gives you like another option to use, your regular acrylic paint. And you can save $20 by using my code AMBER20. I will have the course link down below. I am just going to puddle all my blues first, and I will puddle my interference paints closer to my Prussian blue, because the interference paints absorb light when they are on a darker base. That's why you see their true color when they are on a darker base. And as I mentioned before, I did a video all about interference and pearlescent paints. So definitely check that out if you're wanting to know what these paints are. And I will just continue to puddle my colors, and then I will swipe with my palette knife. I will let y'all enjoy the rest of this process, and I will be back for a really cool close-up. Here is the wet result of my earth-inspired painting. I'm happy with how this turned out. And next up is my fire-inspired painting. And here are all of my colors that I wanted to use to represent fire. I did a diptych, but I ended up not using the Amsterdam Permanent Blue Violet. It is a cool color and it is contrasting, and I felt like it would just give more of a sunset feel rather than a feel or a representation of fire. So instead I'm using the rest of my colors. So this is Amsterdam Permanent Red Purple, Permanent Red Violet. I am also using Primary Magenta. I also decided to mix up some Naples Red. They have a Naples Yellow as well. And here is Azo Yellow Deep. I am also using Quinacridone Magenta by Golden, and it's the fluid. I also mixed up some Golden Vat Orange. I really like this orange, by the way. It's one of my favorite oranges. And then I am also using my interference paints again. I'm using gold and violet like I used in the first painting, but I also decided to use interference red. And the interference red is so beautiful when it mixes with the primary magenta and the quinacridone magenta. So yeah, these are my colors. I'm using the same palette knife, but for this one, I decided to use my Tri-Art Titanium White Cell Activator. So yeah, it will definitely have a lot more lacing than the black cell activator. Now I will begin to puddle my paints as I did in my previous earth-inspired painting. I'm starting off with yellow, and I don't want to add a lot of yellow because it kind of muds when it mixes with that Naples red. So I'm adding the permanent red purple in between to eliminate that problem. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm using a white cell activator, Tri-Art Titanium White. Any titanium white cell activator, whether it's Amsterdam or Tri-Art, they are the most widely used ones. They will give more lacing compared to the Amsterdam Lamp Black or like any other black cell activator. So just keep that in mind. Your cells won't be as round as using a black cell activator, and that goes for any color. If you use Amsterdam turquoise or any other Amsterdam color, they give more lacing than the black for some reason. Also, opaque paints will create more rounder cells as well. That's why I like mixing up the opacities when I'm swiping. So there you have it, guys. I will let y'all enjoy the rest of this process, and I will be back with the wet results. Here is a close-up of both paintings side by side. I'm happy with how they turned out, and they have a very good flow between each other as well, but they can also be hung as separate paintings. And just see how the Tri-Art Titanium White gave me more lacing compared to the Black Cell Activator. Here are the dried results. I have used Rustoleum Gloss Spray to seal them, and just check out the color shift from the Golden Interference paints. It is simply amazing. And here is another view with them side by side. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Up next is Michelle Galley, followed by Britta Clayton Design, and Taneva Baker Modern Art will finish us out today. Until next time, guys, stay safe and stay classy and stay awfully awesome, guys. Thank you so much again for joining us today. And don't forget to check out everybody's channel, like, subscribe, and share. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.